we're here in Budapest at this extraordinary conference. It's it's a beautiful space, there's a beautiful feeling, and there's also a huge amount of inspirational and wonderful things that are going on. And someone who's been involved in running businesses, there's a lot of work gone into this. So firstly, just want to honour your kind of commitment and effort, and how beautifully it's come together. And I'm curious as to what drove you to, we've started with your kind of personal experience. What drove you to want to do that? And what's behind all of this?
It was a natural growing process. So first I created the Integral Academy in Hungary in 2006. Then a lot of years of being in group processes and getting used to do it in a larger scale. A couple of dozens to hundreds. And then I started to go to the USA and Germany and Russia, so different countries. But where the real integral gatherings happened was Germany and the USA. And Germany had Integral as forum, and the USA had the Integral Theory Conference, the What Next, the Integral Spiritual Experience Series. So I was there, and first as a participant, and then they gave me a role like facilitating the international panel and doing an integral flow therapy workshop. And I was deeply, there and taking it in, and also suffering of some fallacies that those conferences had. That's not a fallacy of the integral conferences per se, but fallacies of the conference as a style per se, which is being basically a mental exchange with minimal post-rational and trans-rational deeper experience and interpersonal encounter. And for me, integral means, the true meaning of integral is not sitting down and just conversating about integral, or conversating from an integral perspective, but the integral experience, if it's full and embodied, involves half conversation and half nonverbal experiences together.
I'm really pleased to hear you saying what you're saying, because I think one of the things that I've noticed in the kind of wider spiritual community, that a criticism that can be targeted at the integral approach is, well, it's only maps and it's only theory. Now, I understand that's not what it is.
It's not
but that's one of the ways it gets perceived.
Yeah.
So it's and one of the things that seems really great about the way this conference is designed is that there's this whole workshop element to it. So maybe say something about that.
Yeah. So the conference. So let's approach from the hemispheres, right? So the half of the conference is left brain hemisphere, lecture or sections or discussion groups where people chit-chat and talk and creatively dialogue around the topic. But it's still the mental exchange. Self, body is separate, self-sense solid and fixed. You there, I here. So that's the left brain. The right brain is letting go of words, right? And go into experiences, but it has to be facilitated well. Okay, so gradually open people and let people meet each other in this right brain or nonverbal space. It's not just I facilitate for you that you yourself in that corner do it, but we facilitate that dozens of people, and there are parts of the conference where 500 people together go into these states. And as Wilber says, integral teaching, the integration of the two hemispheres is the centauric state, the marriage of sense and soul, as Ken called it, where your mind and intellectual self and the nonverbal below the neck, emotions, heart, feelings, guts, and intuition. Intuition is not mental; it comes through the heart space. So all that is, actually the larger percentage of self integrated together. So for us, the Integral European Conference is not just a gathering place to conversate of integral ideas or from an integral perspective, but a practice. The conference itself is a practice, and by experiencing this conference style, I want people to go home and carry in their body, in their cells, the experience of what integral is.